All right, so we are continuing on with solving one-step inequalities, but now we're working with multiplication and division. So if you're looking here at number 1, I have x is divided by 3 is greater than 8. So solving just like an equation, we need to get x alone. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm multiplying both sides of the equation by 3, and then 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1x is just x, greater than. 8 times 3 is 24. And we're just solving at this moment. We could say graph it as well, and then you would also draw your number line and so on. Open circle. All right, here I have number 2, m divided by 2 is less than negative 3. And number 3, I have 4y is greater or equal to 5. So why don't you do this to pause the video and then hit play. All right, so I'm multiplying both sides by 2, and I get m is less than negative 6. Okay, number 3, divide by 4 to undo that 4y and turn it into 1y or just y. And I put this one here because a lot of us get tripped up by fractions. No big deal. 5/4. You could change it if you'd like to 1 1/4, but really it could have stayed at 5/4. That's just fine by me. And that's solving one-step equation inequalities with multiplying and dividing. There's more to this. If you remember, there's a rule about negatives, and number 2 did not need that rule. If you remember the rule about negatives, the rule is when you multiply, this is tough, when you multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality symbol flips. Now, for number 2, did I multiply or divide by a negative? I multiplied by a 2. This negative was already here, so that's why I didn't flip the inequality. I see every year kids getting confused by that. Don't do that. So the rule, when you multiply or divide by a negative, the inequality symbol flips. You have to know that rule to be successful with this. All right, so here's an example. Say I have negative 2x is less than or equal to 10. Well, I still divide by negative 2, but I'm dividing by a negative, so I circle my symbol. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 is just an x, but instead of a less than or equal to 10, it's a greater than or equal. And then 10 divided by negative 2 is negative 5, and that is my answer. Again, we could graph if necessary. The next example I have for you here is y is being divided by negative 1 is greater than 10. To get rid of my division symbol, I'm multiplying by negative 1. And then those will cancel. I circle my inequality so I remember to flip it, and I have y is then less than negative 10. And that's that.